And welcome back, everyone. Welcome back to the grand finals of the Tenacious Turtle Tussle number 26, your bi-weekly dose of Cranky Duckling action. Here we go. It's been an intense tournament so far. It's been an intense tournament already, but we have reached our final two players here. We have tried to avoid the PvPs, but we could only do so for so long as we are jumping into our best of 5 finals. And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of Leylines, we have the German Protoss player, the green Protoss, representing Streamer Zoun. It is Jumy. And spawning in the top right-hand corner, we have the red Protoss player from South Korea, the returning ex-military Protoss. It is Zoun. Here we go. And if you're in the chat, of course, place your bets because predictions are open. It's Gamba time. Predictions are open. Place your bets while you can on who you think will claim the series. Coming into this, Zoun is the heavy favorite, has been the entire tournament, but Jumy has been on fire, has been a little bit sleep deprived, as we saw in the previous series against Geralt. But a shout out to Jumy as well, and shout out to all the Europeans that compete in today's tournament, just because it is a really rough time for European players, as the time slot for this event is more catered towards the Korean and the Americas region, more so than the European region. It's like what, 4 or 5 a.m. in the morning. It's deep late into the night, still here, still competing, still standing strong. Beautiful. So big shout out as we are going to be settling in so far. Two gate opener here by Jumy. Meanwhile, across the map, do you see 2-gate opener as well? 2-gate openers all around so far, standard openers by both Jumy and Zoun. We are going to be settling into a normal game state. We did speak earlier about how in recent times we have seen the Korean Protosses rise up when it comes to going for a gate. Cyber expands, but that is not the case, at least not this game, in game number 1. I would not be surprised if we see that out of Zoun at some point in this series further along, depending on the maps. Of course, some maps are more lenient to that kind of style and that kind of opener, other maps less so. As we load into Leylines, more middle of the road. Leylines is a bit of a smaller map, but defendable 3rd and 4th bases. There are ramps, there are choke points, there are points of elevation. There's also a turtle. Let's go. we have the turtle, pappy. Let's go. As we are settling in, Jumy going out with the probe scouts, zooming across the map, trying to get a read what's going on. Likewise, Zoun did the same, already keeping an eye on the pylon location. Likewise, 3rd pylon on the right-hand side, Jumy trying to hide it, and alas, it's going to be on Zoun to try to find it, to make sure that there's no shenanigans, to make sure that everything's going as it should. Probe scout is denied. Jumy's to the dark. Jumy does see the pylon below ground. That is a tell that, of course, it's going to be a standard opener here towards a 3rd base. Speaking of, Zoun will expand and get that 3rd base has been taken, and Jumy going to be pulling back here towards the top side of the map. Does he set up a proxy, or does he get the hell out of here? If he were to proxy, Zoun is checking, scouting, and looking for that probe to make sure that there is no hidden pylon. So keen eyes here out of Zoun, is a little bit paranoid. I mean, I don't blame him, especially in PvP. I do not blame him. Do not blame him whatsoever. Just keeping tabs on his opponent, on Jumy. So far, so good. Does rotate between the bases. Behind this, Jumy going to be throwing a shade in towards the main. And Jumy, he won't quite commit. Does cancel the shade. Zoun, he keeps up. Jumy trying to escape, and he will get away with the adepts. Does back off. Both players going to be scouting. Hallucination to the main base. We have a take of choice. It's going to be a Twilight Council opener out of Jumy, working towards Blink. Meanwhile, Zoun across the map going to be working towards a Robo. More defensive opener here out of Zoun. Interesting. Is setting up more defensively. Robo means earlier Sentry, earlier Immortal, earlier Observer. What do I have to say? Observer, earlier Immortal production going to be available here for Zoun. We'll be able to set up more defensively. Meanwhile, Jumy, he did double back with that probe, by the way. Did double back, did rush into a pylon, working towards a proxy Dark Shrine. Interesting. The Dark Shrine is on the way. Likewise, Zoun setting up his own proxy as well. Who hits first? Who does hit first? As we have Jumy setting up that natural. Again, tech into expand. Blink is on the way alongside those DTs. As I mentioned before, though, the Robo does allow for observers, does allow for detection. Again, this safe opener here by Zoun, it's going to pay off. Is going to go Immortal first. Bear that in mind. It's going to delay the Observer, but we'll still have access to Observer production. Shuts down the Adept. We'll lose 3 probes, but the Adepts do fall. And Zoun, he is down in workers, going for his own proxy. Proxy gateway to warp in across the map. Okay, setting up across the map instead. We'll see how Jumy does to bring this all together here. We'll see if Zoun can scout. But now, Zoun moving out. Does move through the center. Past the turtle. Jumy going for his own hallucination. There we go. Observers on the way, so it's going to be out on the map. It means that if it is across the map, I should emphasize, it can always be recalled. Can be recalled back home if need be. Dark Shrine is done. Ooh, and Jumy is getting called out. One Stalker goes down. Every Stalker counts. Every Stalker does count. And again, Zoun, you can reinforce across the map. The Immortal moving out as well. Everything moving out. Here come those ETs, though. The Dark Templars. They're warping in. So as Zoun pushes towards the natural, Jumy, he's headed towards the main base. Alas, there is no shield battery. Not yet. Pylon is on the way, but Jumy, he's exposed. Jumy, he's exposed. He is vulnerable. Army dives in, takes down the sentry. Nice force turtle. Does blink away, but the mineral line. The mineral line is exposed. Going for the natural base at the same time. DT hits the natural. DT hits the main. Probes are going down all around. Jumy, he abandons his natural. Tries to fight down the ramp. Tries to engage. Emphasis on trying. He just cannot fight that Immortal head on. Meanwhile, across map, probes are falling. 800 damage is being dealt. Observers on the way for Zoun. Jumy, he blinks out to low ground. Oh, I mean, the boys are being pulled, diving on top of the Immortal. The Immortal will survive. Jumy, he does trade, but the Immortal stands strong. Yeah, not the best engagement here for Jumy. Trying to break out. The probe damage is quite comparable to each other, quite similar, but the natural will fall. Jumy killing almost every single probe. Zoun down to 5 workers. 5 probes left. Meanwhile, Zoun pushing in, pushing up the ramp. And Jumy trying to hold on. I mean, Jumy, he has a better economy, true, but he has no production. No, he has no production. No more warp ins, no more stalkers. This is all he has. 7 stalkers left here for Jumy. Zoun, he's rallying across the map. Zoun, he might not have any reinforcements, but he has a terrifying army. He has force fields, he has Guardian Shield, he has the Immortal. Boys are being pulled. Jumy goes for the dive. I tried to focus out the Immortal, but he's not going to get it. No shot. He's not going to get it. So too many reinforcements. GG gets called, and Zoun will take game number 1. Whew, GG. A very intense game 1. I mean, Jumy, shout out to Jumy. He did cripple the economy. Down, he was down to 5 probes, down to 5 workers. The problem here, it's a hard position to be in. I was going to say that I'm not too fond of Jumy pulling the boys and trying to fight at the natural. I'm not fond of that. At the same time, you probably do want to fight with your workers because your workers are expendable. So that's probably the best kind of way to fight. But you could argue that maybe Jumy should have tried to evacuate, like just completely abandon the natural base, set up more production in the main and throw down shield batteries and make a stand at the main ramp instead. Alas, he took a stand earlier, wasn't quite as effective, and did lose everything. Not saying that a stand in the main base would have been necessarily better, but I think maybe a higher chance of success. It's hard to say, though. It's hard to say if Zoun would have given Jumy enough time to get shield batteries ready, right? Would he have been given enough time to get more shield batteries, to throw down some production, to get a sentry and force field the ramp? I mean, it's hard to say. Hard to say. Regardless, GG will play a very intense back and forth. That is going to be leading us here into game number 2. As a reminder, this is going to be a best of 5, and game 2 is going to be on El Dorado. Let's go. Let us go. Whew. Let's jump in. Let's focus on our series. Again, welcome one and all to the grand finals of the Tenacious Turtle Tussle. I know that we lost most viewers here as we had to turn the stream off and back on again, but for those that stuck around, welcome to our bi-weekly tournament. And again, we're here in the grand finals. We're here in our PvP. If you want to support the tournament, you can do so via Matcherino, !Matcherino in the chat. You can help fund the tournament. You can help boost the prize pool for these players as well as we embrace our best of 5 grand finals. And spawning in the bottom right hand corner of El Dorado, we have the German Protoss player. We have the green Protoss representing Streamer Zone. It is Jumy. And spawning in the bottom left hand corner, we have his opponents. We have the red Protoss player from South Korea leading the series 1-0. It is Zoun. Here we go. But yeah, the Singapore server is looking smooth. For whatever reason, specifically at around this time every day, the Sydney Twitch server does struggle. So I'm probably just going to avoid it. I think moving forward, I'm probably just going to avoid the Sydney server entirely. Regardless, here we go. We do have a Jumy once again going for a proxy across the map. Now, if you missed it last game, Jumy did go for a proxy Dark Shrine. He was able to cripple the economy of Zoun, did so much damage across the map, but Zoun had an army and Jumy did not. Jumy spent his forces to harass, meanwhile Zoun spent his forces to just kill. So Zoun is able to snowball out of control with that initial robo. Meanwhile, Jumy setting up for a proxy, setting up for an all-in. Zoun opening up economically, going for a gate into Cybercore, into expansion. Let's go. Let us go. See someone saying no, some frame drops. For my side, everything looks clean. Just as a heads up. But there might actually be like a frame drop here or there, just because, of course, we're connecting to a server that's further away. Do apologize for that. As for now, it is going to be the initial Stargate before Nexus. So again, economic opener here, the max opener out of Zoun. Zoun is scouting, is checking, is looking for the proxy, and it looks like he will come across it. Likewise, Jumy is not committing too hard, only a singular proxy gateway. Zoun, he will find it, and he will respond. Zoun, he pulls away, shield battery here into, I would imagine, a Void Ray as a response. Jumy is going to be forced back. So far, Zoun holding his own. And he does hold, he does defend. Oh. Forcing back those zealots. Does bring it down. And with the completion of the shield battery, Zoun should be okay. Void Rays in production. Zoun is supply blocked. Ooh, that is a little bit concerning here. But it looks like Jumy's just going to expand. Like, he's not all in. He's not all in. He is proxying, that is true. He is applying pressure, but he's trying to force an overreaction while he expands back at him instead. Jumy setting up for a longer game state. And setting up. There's the Nexus. Zoun still on one base. He set up 2 shield batteries, by the way. 2 shield batteries, a Void Ray, extra warp ins, going for another gateway. A heavy delay here. Even a 3rd gateway is, oh my god. Now, this is really good for Jumy. Jumy, he is forcing an overreaction, but the problem is that this defense can turn into an offense. Zoun, he can turn this into a 1-base all-in. That is why Jumy has to be concerned. He has to be concerned that he isn't too vulnerable back at home, that he's able to set up and able to build up. We'll see if he can. Jumy racing back home. Does race back. 1 Stalker does fall. Nice pick up here for Zoun. Gets a Stalker. Oh. As you see, one of the Stalkers getting put out. He gets 2. 2 Stalkers do fall. Nice catcher from Zoun. Does intercept, getting another Stalker. Oof. And this is what I was worried about here. As Zoun, he has a terrifying army. He's got 2 Void Rays. He can chase down the army and move out for a counterattack. As Jumy, he turns back around, setting up back at home. Gateway gets depowered, and Zoun, he doesn't waste his time with the gateway. He pushes. Zoun, he is pushing. Jumy back at home, in trouble, throwing down more shield batteries. Jumy, he needs time, and he doesn't have that. He's not being given that time. Zoun is moving in. Force fields will slow him down. Slow down Zoun. Despite that, oh, actually gets a Void Ray. Void Ray goes out. Nice pickup. Shield Batteries, they finish. Is it enough? Boys are being pulled. Jumy down to 2 Stalkers. And Jumy, he does force down back. Whew. Barely holding. Another shield battery doesn't complete in time. Or going to the main. Oh no, the stasis. Not again. Jumy. Not again, Papi. Takes the stasis to the face. It's the semifinals all over again. Este Jumy. He does hold. But his mining has been interrupted. Jumy pulling back. Catching out the army, very nice force fields. And the shield batteries, they preserve the sentries. Jumy fights well. He defends very nicely here if it wasn't for the stasis. Speaking of, no! Okay, this time he notices. This time, Jumy, he pulls away in time. Only getting caught out by 2 probes. Thankfully. He's okay. We're okay, Pappy. We're okay. Jumy, he holds, he defends. Likewise across the map, both players building up. Jumy has a higher probe count, but no tech. Oh, I say that. He has Blink. My apologies. Blink is already done. Blink is already done here. And now Jumy, he has gained map control. The pendulum swings from one player to the other. Back and forth. And Jumy's pushing. He's going to be pushing. Once again, repowering that gateway. How many gates is he on? He's got 2 back at home. We have a 3rd on the way. And of course, the 4th being repowered. So 4-gate blink. But he's getting into the forge. This tells us that Jumy doesn't really intend to commit. He doesn't intend to kill Zoun here just to contain as he's working on those upgrades. Meanwhile, Zoun coming with 2 oracles. And the shield battery is not going to be good enough. It's not good enough. 2, 3 probes going down. Getting up to 4. And even more. That's Jumy. He's out of position. 6 probe kills. 6 probes going down. Getting even more, getting up to 8. Jumy racing back home, trying to defend, trying to keep up. Emphasis on trying. Zaddy recalls back home, getting his own 3rd expansion towards the south. Does get his 3rd. Getting his 3rd base up and running. Jumy backs up. Jumy getting his own 3rd as well. As that economic lead that Jumy once had isn't there anymore. Not anymore. Oh, dives into the natural though. Bold move. Gets 2, 3 probes. 4 Stalker. Jumy should get away. Just really awkward SimCity here for Zoun. Jumy pulls out. Not the worst trade. Stalker with 3 workers. Jumy now taking a slight economic lead. Getting his own standard 3rd base. And we have a game. We have a game. We have a game state here. Jumy pulling away. Zoun breaking out. And we'll see if Zoun can push through. I mean, he does have those immortals. Nice force fields though. The force fields, they lock down the army. They force Zoun back. At the same time, double oracle into the main base. Probe is going to be falling. And it might just be too much. Zoun, he takes down the immortal. Likewise, the prism does fall. No more reinforcements for Zoun. He gets surrounded. And does Jumy have enough? That's still 3 immortals. 3 immortals, that's still insane. Jumy, he will lose all his stalkers. And Zoun, he does have too much. He breaks through the defensive line. Takes down 10 probes in the main. Pushes through into the natural. And Zoun, he has done it. Takes down the pylons. Pushing into the mineral line. There's a handful of reinforcements left here for Jumy. But it's not enough. It's barely not enough. 14 probe kills. And GG gets called. Zoun, he snowballs out of control, taking game number 2. Whew. GG. GG, well played. Zoun will extend his lead in the series, but that was a more back and forth here. Jumy, I'm quite fond of his opener. He did force an overreaction out of Zoun. He defended barely as well against the Void Ray counterattack. Unfortunately, did struggle against the Oracles. Whether it was the Stasis Traps, whether it was the double Oracle Crash in the main base as well, the Oracles did a lot of damage, and Jumy was unable to really maintain his lead as much as he would have liked. And with that, we did see Zoun snowball out of control. GG. GG, well played. That means that Zoun, of course, is one game away from becoming our champion. Onomas is all he needs. Jumy has to fight back here and now to force the series out of this. To force the series to fight back. Game 3 is going to be on Whispers of Gold. Getting into Game 3. Game. Yo, Cranky, first time watching live. Nice caster. Keep on. Oh, thank you. Rodriguez, papi. Renan, thank you so much. Do appreciate it. Welcome to the finals of the Tenacious Turtle Tussle. Glad you found us here. Again, the stream had to go down earlier. We were having some latency issues, but we are back. We are good to go, and we are nearing the tail end of the broadcast. As spawning in the top left-hand corner of Whispers of Gold, we have the German Protoss player, the green Protoss, down in this series. We'll see if we can make a series out of this, though. The pressure is on. For Streamer Zone, it is Jumy. And spawning in the bottom right-hand corner, we have the red Protoss player from South Korea, leading the series 2-0. One more game is all he needs. It is Zoun. And we're proxying. This time we might commit a little bit harder. As a reminder, last game, Jumy went for a... Oh, is he 4-gating? There's no gas. No shot. No gas whatsoever. The gateways, yep, there we go. 1, 2, show us the third and show us the fourth gateway. Keep going. Send it, papi, send it. There it is. There's the third gateway. 3-gate. Okay, proxy 3 gates out of Jumy. Mass Zealot. Just pure Zealot here. No, sorry, my apologies. I thought that was the third gateway. Forge. It's going to be a 2-gate Zealot cannon rush out of Jumy. Let's go. The cannon rush is upon us. And as we're getting into potentially the final game of the series, shout out to Predator Stegosaurus for boosting the prize pool. Does provide some extra prize money for the players. Big shout out to Predator Stegosaurus as the boys are being pulled, the pylons are being thrown down. Zoun taking this very seriously. Does force a cancel on the first pylon and gets us around on the second. Jumy, he can throw down the low ground though. Cannons are on the way. Cannons, pylons, more boys being pulled. Zealot is in production. And Zoun, he should be able to hold on here. Takes down the pylon. Getting on top of the cannon itself. Again, with the one cannon. Probe is going to be sent away. Oh no! The Zealots have arrived though. The Zealots have arrived. And the cannon will not finish. Oof. It's going to be cancelled. The Zealots do pose a threat. And Zoun is supply block. Uh-oh. Brutal supply block here for Zoun. The boys, they come in for a surround. Oh, they will. Oh my god, the drone drilling. The probe drilling even. Takes out both Zealots. Both Zealots get surrounded, and with that, it looks like we should be able to hold on. Zoun pulls away. Oh, the eyes. The spray. He's looking. GG, well played. Zoun, he holds. Zoun, he defends. Good luck and then good night. And Zoun will take the series 3-0. GG. GG, well played. Congratulations to Zoun, as he will claim the series. He will be our champion. GG, well played. A shout out to Jumy for making a series out of this regardless. It was a 3-0, that is true, but it was a fun 3-0 nonetheless. Again, we saw Proxy Dark Shrine in game 1. I do apologize for the stream going down as well. I mean, again, it was out of our control, but I do apologize for the stream going down. I will most likely recast. I'm probably going to recast that game like off stream. I'm probably going to recast and re-record, and I'm going to upload that VOD to YouTube, just to make things a little bit more seamless. But otherwise, at least Game 2 and Game 3 was here live for you, and I hope you all enjoyed yourselves. Again, I do think that Jumy looked quite good in Game 2. I think Game 2 was quite close. If only if it wasn't for the Oracle harass, Jumy wasn't quite able to keep up. Likewise, here in Game 3, Jumy with the attempted cannon rush, bold move, and I'm sure Jumy just wants to go to sleep. I'm sure Jumy, he's just hella tired. It's very late in Europe, so I don't blame him. If you're out there, if you're watching from Europe, get some sleep. Get some sleep, get some rest. Thank you so much for tuning in. Hope you all enjoyed yourselves. Hope you all had a great time. Thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you so much for watching. And if you enjoyed the broadcast, if you want some more Cranky Duckling action, someone earlier was saying like, oh, you guys are almost live every day. Happy, we're live every day. Check out our schedule here, as we're going to be back later on tonight. Now, to be fair, this week we did have a day off. We had the first day off in all of January on Monday. Again, we had 24 hours of casting over the weekend, 24 hours of StarCraft over the weekend, so my throat was very sore, so I was unable to cast on Monday. I do apologize. We missed out on the Wardy TV Monday as a result, so there was no cast on Monday, as you can see. But we're here on Thursday, and we just wrapped up with the Tenacious Turtle Tussle, and in a couple of hours' time, at 6 p.m. KST, which is 8 p.m. here, in 6 hours. In 6 hours' time, we are going to be live with the Pondcast. If you're curious, what even is the Pondcast? The Pondcast is our weekly talk show where we do go over the results of the week, any news in StarCraft, interviews, documentaries, balance, maps, patches, just tournament results. We just say, it's just a nice little talk show that we do host on a weekly basis. So we have the Pondcast in 6 hours, and 3 hours after the Pondcast, we have day number 2 of the Lil League Cup. That is going to be Lil League Cup playoffs day number 2. We're going to be featuring players like Serral, like Clem, Rainer, Max Pax, Dark, Hero, alongside other Skillus as well, alongside others. So the best players in the world are going to be facing off in Lil League Cup. You can see Lil League Cup is 5 days this week. 5 days straight to crown our Lil League Cup champion. So tune in if you want some high quality StarCraft, the best players in the world, all facing off in Lil League Cup. Likewise, tomorrow we have the Enki Christmas Invitational. That's also going to be a banger as well, featuring players like Jumy, I believe Shin, Zoun, and many others. So check out the Invitational. That's going to be tomorrow. Day after that, we have KSL. We have the Fire Grow Cup. Fire Grow Cup is a monthly CIS region-based tournament, so check out the Fire Grow Cup. It's going to be a lot of fun, featuring players like Yang Yakov, like Shameless, Wayne, Nicorakt, Art, and many others, Nikic as well, and many others. So we have Fire Grow Cup over the weekend. It's only 4 a.m. Kappa. So plenty of StarCraft, as you can see, every day. Every day we have a cast. Every day we have at least 2 casts a day. Again, Monday and Tuesday were anomalies just because there were some scheduling issues, and I was very out of it after the weekend, so I did need a day of rest. So I do apologize for that, but that should never happen again. Oh no. Fun fact, we did have 2 days off in December. We had Christmas Eve and Christmas Day we took off. Here we have 1 day off in January. And the rest of January should be jam-packed. We have plenty of content coming in. Our regular weekly tournaments, the return of the Tenacious Turtle Tussle, the return of Sparkling Tuna Cup, the return of Sea Duckling Open. Again, if you want to help support the Cranky Ducklings, you can do so via Patreon. These are the events that are funded via Patreon here on my right. You can see here we have a Sea Duckling Open, Sparkling Tuna Cup, and Master Swan Open as well. These are the tournaments that we host on a regular basis, and they are returning next week, so do check them out. If you want to help support our tournaments, you can do so via Patreon. You can see our Patreon is set up there underneath the schedule. You can see we currently earn $338 a month via Patreon. 100% of that money goes towards tournaments, and we have our next goal at 400 USD a month. That is to boost the prize pool and to pay out top 4. Currently, only top 2 do earn any money in our tournaments, and we would love to pay out top 4 as well. So we're getting there. We are getting there. We are working our way up towards that goal, up towards that stretch goal. So thank you so much to all the patrons. Thank you. Thank you so much to all of our patrons. Thank you so much to all of our subscribers, all of our supporters, whether it's through donations, whether it's through just watching, the channel. Thank you. Thank you. Again, we cast more than any other channel out there in StarCraft, more than Steadfast, more than Wardy, more than Rotterdam, more than Pig, more than anyone else. We have the content, we have the quantity, and we have a little bit of the quality as well. Let's go. That's all we have. I remember someone asking the other day, like, yo, you cast so much. Why do you cast so much? It's like, mate, we have to catch up. We only started casting full-time in 2020. Like, we only started casting full-time during COVID. COVID is when we started to commit, just because that was when WCS ended, and we felt like we needed to step in and step up and actually, you know, contribute to the scene and to the community. Up until then, we were only just viewers and of course, fans and avid enjoyers of StarCraft in different ways. So we only started casting full-time 2020, so it's been 5 years, and we have to catch up, because all these other guys, they've been casting a lot longer. They've been casting since, you know, Wings of Liberty or Heart of the Swarm. We've been watching since then, but we haven't been casting, so, you know, we have to catch up. You know, we have to make up for all that lost time. So, yeah, and I'm sure we are. I'm sure we are catching up with everyone else. We're getting there. We're getting there. Otherwise, thanks for watching. Thanks for watching. Thanks for the support. We do appreciate it. And with that, we are going to be wrapping up for the time being. I'm going to go and get some rest and get some sleep. Again, I do need to rest up for the rest of the cast later on tonight, for the podcast and for Little League Cup. I don't want to be, you know, sleep deprived for that. So I'm going to try and be at 100% energy, 100% as best as I can. So yeah, thank you. Thank you for watching. Thank you for the support. We do appreciate it. And we'll see you guys either later tonight, or you can catch our VODs on YouTube. We upload VODs on a daily basis, so plenty of VODs on YouTube. Or you can tune into another one of our casts, depending on what's better for you, better for your time zone and your time slot. That's another reason why we cast twice a day. One is a little bit more European friendly, another is a little bit more NA friendly. And again, we do non-stop casting here, so we do our best to cater, depending on the time zone, that you're able to watch something here on the Cranky Ducklings. That's why there's like basically like a 12-hour gap between these casts, so I can sleep at least, and to, you know, cover different time zones, to cover different people depending on where you are casting. I mean, StarCraft, wherever you are, hopefully, ideally. Otherwise, thanks for watching. Thanks for watching. Hope you all enjoyed yourselves. Hope you all had a great time here. Again, congratulations to our top 4, as in this tournament, top 4 are paid out. So congratulations to Zoun, Jumy, Shameless, and Geralt. Pure Protoss. Oh, the PvPs. Oh, the Protoss back. Hope you all enjoyed yourselves, and we'll see you guys next time. Until then, stick around. We're going to be giving another StarCraft streamer a raid. We have been raiding Uppertree a lot. Uppertree has been doing a subathon, but now he's playing Zelda, as it's his namesake. He's playing Zelda. Is there another StarCraft stream going on right now? There's someone playing StarCraft. I see Bomioja. I see Cosmos as well. Cosmito. Who else? Mapu. Flipper Flapjack. Senor Dave Testa. Adonis as well. That's a decent amount of streamers. A decent amount. Let's give some love to Bomioja. Yeah. Let's give some love. He's a good guy. Nice guy. Does often support us here on the Cranky Ducklings as well, so share the love, share the support. Otherwise, thanks for watching, and we'll see you guys next time for the next stream, whether it's tonight, whether it's tomorrow. We'll see you guys whenever we see you next. Until then, hasta luego. Ciao, papi, ciao. Hasta luego. Until next time.